Man, Xbox Game Pass is killing it out there. Some of you guys could not have been more wrong. Let's talk about it. So, a pretty awesome part of being on Xbox One over the last couple years is actually Xbox Game Pass. A service that, if you didn't know, allows you to have almost 200 games a month for about $10 a month. An unrivaled rental service. Now, we all know Microsoft do not generally reveal any kind of numbers, but we have a source that has some numbers. And if this is to be believed, oh my, are they absolutely phenomenal. You know what? Even if they are not to be believed, we have a different source, a different metric that we can compare to, and that's PlayStation Now. Sony have actually officially revealed their PlayStation Now numbers, and I've got some information in this video that pretty much says, hey, we've beaten those numbers as well. Either way, the critics of Game Pass, if they haven't been shut down by now, maybe this video will help. Now, first things first, every single thing you see in this video is currently available to play, download, play as much as you want on Xbox Game Pass right now. And this just happens to be the random stuff that I have captured. There is so much more. If you happen to be a member of Game Pass, let me know what you think of it down below as we talk about some of the new data that has just hit. Long story short, Game Pass is not going anywhere. We'll also get into some of the criticisms of the service, largely put out there by people that don't even have the service. Now, videogamechronicle.com was going over Xbox's annual revenue, reviewing Xbox Game Pass subscriber numbers, engagement, activity, etc. And it turns out Xbox Game Pass is quite the powerhouse. Now, they did also cover the Xbox Scarlet, the Xbox 2 stuff in this leak. There's not really anything new in this article that I haven't already covered as far back as June 2018, so we're going to focus on the Game Pass stuff. Now, they do have a source that has information regarding Game Pass subscription numbers and its substantial impact on annual revenue over at Microsoft. Now, they do say that Microsoft has not revealed the exact amount of subscribers Xbox Game Pass has. As we know, Microsoft do not reveal numbers. They do follow that up by saying, we have learned that there are currently some 9.5 million monthly users on Xbox Game Pass. Now, the last official update on Game Pass numbers actually came from Phil Spencer himself at XO18 when he said we have millions with an S of subscribers.
Well, I would say it's about choice for gamers, right? So people want to buy games to build their library. That's their choice, and I love that. I love the fact that we offer that. For a lot of people, the best way to build their library of games to play is through Game Pass. You know, where I'd say 12 new games coming to Game Pass this holiday. Obviously, our first party game coming day to day. It's going to be great. When I look at the games coming next year, it's going to be awesome. You know, I think it gives gamers a choice about where they want to play and how they want to play and how they want to build their library. And we've got millions of subscribers now, and it's just great to see people choosing to play new games and finding new ways to discover interesting talent.
Meaning every single month you've got millions of people paying into this service. Myself, I lowballed it. I said, okay, maybe 2.5, 3 million. We knew it was a lot. Engagement is massive. You're talking about Sea of Thieves and State of Decay having 5 million monthly active users, right? Make no mistake, a large chunk of that number does come from Game Pass, obviously. Now, they actually do go on to talk about how Game Pass bolsters Microsoft's annual gaming revenue by a significant percentage, though they were not clear there. They actually did retract that percentage figure to find out the clarification behind the number. They weren't sure as to what it actually meant, and that 30% to revenue was just too high. What they do know is that Game Pass is responsible for a large chunk of money coming into the company, and apparently it is already quite profitable. Now, if we do the math, this is absolutely ridiculous. 9.5 million users per month. And I know this is the best case scenario, but keep in mind Game Pass can get bigger than this. So 9.5 million times the $10 a month subscription fee. That's almost $100 million a month that Microsoft are bringing in. Now let's multiply that by 12 for the yearly amount of over $1 billion. This is $1 billion a year business with Game Pass at its supposed current customer base. And of course, that's the best case scenario. If every single one of these guys subscribe, you get the gist. But once more, it could get bigger than this, like Netflix before it. In fact, I'm confident it will. So even if this website is wrong, based off of the clip that I showed earlier of Phil Spencer confirming millions with an S, Xbox Game Pass has already surpassed PlayStation Now. Yes, PlayStation Now. the service that has already been on PC, the service that has twice the install base on consoles, has already been surpassed. And that's, of course, thanks to Sony's own official number of around 700,000 subscriptions. Game Pass already has millions. I think that should say something to some people, the naysayers. And it really shows how successful Game Pass is. Now, I cannot state the importance of this fact enough. None of this profitability would mean anything if Microsoft had not proven to us already that they are investing this back into games, back into studios. Yes, remember E3 2018 where they doubled their game studios? Remember XO18 where they added a few more studios? And there are even more on the way. They have already shown us they are putting this back into their own product, back into a product that we will get our hands on. That's why this is good news, because they have shown us that they're ready to step it up. They have shown us that they're all in on gaming more so than ever before. And that's why talking about this profitability is actually relevant to me, because we see that that money is going somewhere useful. Now, the reason we've got to point this out is because for about 2 years now, we've had a lot of people talking about how Game Pass is a big failure. It never was. It has nothing. While they then simultaneously go and boot up Netflix that night that doesn't really get all the newest stuff either. Game Pass is a rental service that actually does get a lot of new stuff. It gets all of the first party stuff. But like any other kind of streaming / rental service, you're not getting all of the biggest titles day one. Last I checked, that doesn't happen anywhere. What they're doing with Game Pass is they're going to use the funds from this to reinvest into their own studios. Now, there was some concern over the quality of these new games hitting Game Pass, but people have to understand that many of these games were in development before Game Pass was even a concept over at Microsoft. When something like Sea of Thieves or State of Decay hit that didn't have the greatest reviews in the world, instantly Game Pass is there to just plop down mediocre titles. But when Forza Horizon 4 hits, no one's saying anything, right? That's a 92 meta. Crackdown 3 hits, oh, Game Pass is just full of mediocre trash. But will you be saying the same thing when Ori 2 hits later this year, as well as Gears of War 5? No, you will not. You will forget all about that. And when the next 70 meta comes around, you will once again act like Game Pass is for nothing but mediocre titles, when it's really not. There's so many good games in this thing. As a matter of fact, Wolfenstein 2 just hit the program. You can now play through Wolfenstein 2 as part of Game Pass. Yet another fantastic addition. In my opinion, the program just keeps getting better and better, and the more people that invest in this program, the more they can afford to get better and better titles. It's just like Netflix in that regard. The bigger the program gets, they can then go out and make those big deals. And in my opinion, this is already a godsend for anyone with kids, but then they add their own titles in day and date, and then you're like, wow, okay, this is absolutely fantastic for anybody. Anybody that wants to save any money at all, this is great for you. It's probably the best value in gaming right now. Now, there'll be a few of you out there that are like, well, they're giving Game Pass away for $1. What service doesn't have promotions like that? The best promotion is word of mouth, and if you can get this service for $1, we all know it's worth it, then that's good for you. You shouldn't be complaining about that, first off. Secondly, every streaming service, every rental service like this has promotions. You're gonna get a 14-day trial, you're gonna get your first month free. There's always things like this they do to lure you in, but once you see what's there, you start to appreciate the value, you start to rethink how you are getting your games. And last I heard, Game Pass is actually trying to unlock early access for some of their games as well. So going forward, maybe with Gears of War 5, Game Pass members may be able to actually play the game before the official launch, kind of like the Ultimate Edition owners. Maybe there'll be some stair-stepping there, but they are working on extra things like that for their Game Pass members. Just remember, this service is not finite, it's very malleable. They're always adding new titles, they're always adding new features, they're always trying to give a little bit more. And nobody in their right mind is ever going to argue that $10 a month is too much for 200 games, dozens of which are absolutely fantastic in my opinion. It's an unrivaled service. Add to that once more something like xCloud potentially being a part of Game Pass. You'll be able to then stream your games as part of maybe something like Game Pass. Just something to think about. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Are you impressed by this 9.5 million? This is kind of a big deal. I'll link this source down below as always. Be sure and check those links out. If you're a member of Game Pass, let me know if you're satisfied, what games you'd like to see, what they could do better. I know there's things they could do better. Once more, if you liked the video or learned something today, hit the like button. Maybe share this with a buddy or two if you get just a minute. And of course, if you're new, subscribe. I'm Dealer. I'm out.
Big announcements for Game Pass, because like to me, when I think of a subscription service, you kind of always assume it's going to be kind of like the you guys haven't really done that. So I mean, and presume from that, you know, you're saying you're super committed to this service. This is how you see the kind of future going.
Well, I would say it's about choice for gamers, right? So people want to buy games to build their library. That's their choice, and I love that. I love the fact that we offer that. For a lot of people, the best way to build their library of games to play is through Game Pass. You know, where I'd say 12 new games coming to Game Pass this holiday. Obviously, our first party game coming day to day. It's going to be great. when I look at the games coming next year, it's going to be awesome. I think it gives gamers a choice about where they want to play and how they want to play and how they want to build their library. And we've got millions of subscribers now, and it's just great to see people choosing to play new games and finding new ways to discover interesting talent.